Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we are playing some early access of the new Avatar set for Magic the Gathering. Thanks to Wizards, we get to try out the cards a couple days early. And we're going to be trying out the Fire Bending ability in a Mono Red or Questing Red package. Tried out a couple different ones of the new cards, but these two cards seem pretty strong. Firebender's Ascension is kind of a throwback to Pyromancer's Ascension in the old Storm decks. So it comes in and you get a 2/2. First off, Firebending. It's basically when you attack, you add red mana based on the creature's power or the Firebending effect, so Firebending 1. And that mana can only be spent during your combat stage. So what we're trying to do is have cards like Instant Speed or Mana Sinks that we can feed that mana into it. And then whenever you have an attack trigger with this, you put a counter on the Ascension. Once you get to 4 counters, you double or get to copy that ability. So something like Hired Claw in this deck, you get to get its attack trigger twice, so 2 pings. So it creates a body, and then it's kind of a payoff for this effect. We have Firebending Student, 2 mana, 1/2 prowess with Firebending X. So it generates some mana, gets you some power. And then Fire Nation's Palace is just a land that allows us to firebend on a creature. Gives us some value there. Just more mana to kind of feed into it. I tried out a couple different things, and I think you still need the Slick Shot. We're playing Questing Druid and Opera Love Song as ways to get card advantage, some pump effects, turn inside out, Felliness Rage. You have the Burst Lightning. I like Burnout Bastarnaut since it's another mana sink in the deck, allowing you to just pay mana once it has max speed as double strike, which is strong. And then a cool one here is the Great Train Heist. Since you could play this at instant speed, for 6 mana, you basically untap your creatures, they get an extra combat, and creatures you control get +1 and gain first strike. So it's a way to kind of cheat out some damage, and they're not expecting it, just alpha strike. There's a couple new cards that I tried in earlier versions. Didn't really love them. So there's this My Jaded Edge, 2 mana, prowess, and you can put a double strike counter on it. This could be played in lieu of like Slick Shot, but Slick Shot just being evasive is usually better. Then you have where's the other one? Zhao, the Moonslayer. So it makes your own lands come into play tapped. I didn't realize that it was symmetrical at first. And then it could Blood Moon someone, but on its own, it's just a really weak play, which wasn't the best that I found. You can also play Electro in a build. So Electro saves the mana throughout phases, and then you can kind of pay that to throw the damage at your opponent. So that's another way that you can kind of do that. So when it leaves the battlefield, you may pay X, and then it deals X to target player. It's another way that you can kind of play out the deck. Maybe for this, we'll try out a couple Electros just to see how it plays in terms of that, but Slick Shot being the other effect in the deck. You can like Love Song in there. You know, for sake of just trying, it was like Zhao, I think. No. TLA. So objectively, I do think Slick Shot's better. In terms of trying out new cards, though, and seeing how they work, we'll give this one a go. One thing, there's been a lot of like the Allies deck, which does swarm the board pretty well. So that's something we want to just keep in mind. You might need something even like a Fire Magic. Doesn't really kill your stuff, which is okay. You can also just play Lightning Strike because they have a mana dork on 2 that gives your other allies basically tap for mana. That's a 2/3. So that was kind of stonewalling a lot of your early plays. I will say, like, this deck really wants like Monastery Swiftspear. Just something with haste would be quite relevant. And obviously, this deck would have had Monstrous Rage. You can make big creatures, but not being able. So it's kind of a blitzy style deck. We'll keep this. So Firebending Students can be played. All right, Mono Red Mirror. So this cares about lessons. I think just with the way we want to curve out being on the play, I'll just take it out. Probably play this out. And then go student into turn inside out. Could turn inside out it if we want and put the double strike counter on it. Because this will... We're only going to get one prowess anyways. So probably just set up for next turn. We can block here. We are flooding a bit, which isn't great. Kellen's actually another interesting one. I didn't think about Kellen. We'll add a couple Kellens in and see how it goes. Take the block here. So this is one of the downsides of this Mai. You can't really do much with it. Like in the context, like you draw doubles and now it's dead. So maybe we do like one or two Kellens. Even like the 3 mana is a pretty big investment. This is why I originally cut it. Like if we had Slick Shot here, we could have pushed through some damage where the ground's getting more blocked. Something going wide. Yeah, now we're kind of flooding. We got 6 impulse effects. Let that come through. They're not putting like huge amounts of pressure on us, but okay, so Anthem effect there's online. I forgot. I forgot to feed the mana into this. Not a great start. We're playing 20 lands and we've drawn 6. So Battle Cry is cool with this because you'll get double Battle Cry. So that's 3, 5, 8, 11, 15, 18. So I do need to put a block. So if that's the case, do this. Sanguine's a cool way to kind of play with that. That's another cool mana fix. Like, we flooded out pretty hard this game. So it didn't really make much difference, and then drawing this was basically like drawing another land. So I do like Kellen, that was one I forgot in the deck. So we'll put in a couple Kellens, and I think we gotta cut this Mai. I wanted to show it off, and you saw it was good with like the Pyromancers, but this card's so bad. Just 1/3, can't really put pressure. Like, yeah, if you're already winning, it's pretty good, but otherwise not the best. So let's do some Kellen. And let's put Slick Shot back. That's one of the things with the deck, you can flood out. We saw a lot of cards. There was the other Exhaust Goblin that I tried that lets you discard up to 2 cards, draw 2 for 3 mana. Grease Wrench Goblin, I think it's its name. Tried that one out, but again, it's a single use. It does put a bit more pressure, but you are holding cards at that point. I want to kind of sheer card advantage. All right. We'll give this a go. We got Bayo here. I think in this context, just force them to have an answer. They're Rakdos, so they could. They'll be kind of priced into it. So this could be like the Sky Ship deck. You can get 2 counters or Bayo. I think we're just going to Questing Druid on their end step. Try to find an Ascension. So this is, if you sacrifice the permanent this turn, you create a copy as long as there are 8 or more of that. Okay, well, we cleared 2 lands off the top. Probably play this. We can double. Because they can crew this pretty easy here. Probably just face, to be honest. I guess it does limit them. We could have done that like on their end step to prevent the crew, but we weren't gonna maximize our damage. Fortunately, like, we haven't seen any of the new cards, but this is just a case of Mono Red doing its thing. So they can sack the treasure here for some value. They get a copy there. Shoot the sheriff. Go Bayo here. And Kellen. So we really need an ascension here. Not great. Super annoying. I don't understand how we've like drawn so many lands in such a, because we also hit 2 lands off that. So hitting 6 lands in your top, I guess it's about ratioed there, but what do you do? Create a spirit. Alright, let's see if we can kill him. Hey, crew. So with the mana from Bayo, we can redistribute it and kind of get them that way there. So, I mean, it wasn't pretty, but we were able to get through there. I do think, like, we got to find a better. I know I'm kind of messing around with some of these numbers, but Bayo there doesn't really do much. And let's just make you Grease Wrench. I mean, if we're still flooding after this much looting, then I don't know what to tell you. But I wanted to see if this kind of adaptation of Mono Red was any good. We could do something with more on the attack trigger side, but you do that's fine. We can trigger Firebender's Ascension on 2. We could try another build just around the Ascension. I do think this card's good. Slick Shot, got plot. So I can untap. Probably just do this turn. And then hold up Burst Lightning for Slick Shot. Also have the ability to turn inside out my own creature. It looks like, is it Prowess? We can take an extra combat next turn. So it's a matter of just seeing how we kind of approach this. We let that go. That's like a lessons build. We'll take the land. Kind of wanted that opera love song. So here we'll get double Hired Claw triggers. And now depending what they do, can they kill me this turn? Do you have the protection? Got him. All right. We got him, folks. So interesting, the lesson. There's a new lesson that if you have 3 lessons in the graveyard for 2 mana, you get to draw 3 cards, which seems pretty good in like a Prowessy show. Opting to play things like Felionist Ride just because it replaces your creature over something like Wild Ride in our deck. Just giving you some flexibility there. Alright, hand looks good. No, I don't like that. So I'll probably play out. Do the student this turn, I think. Might have been right, because the Firebender could attack. Authority's a bit annoying. Just giving them some extra life and slowing this down a bit. Okay, so they might be playing this with the Sky Ship. So I think we attack with both of these this turn, because I want to get this Umbral off the battlefield. It also puts 2 triggers here. So now I can save this. So we lose an Ascension, but I think it's okay. Just taking it off the battlefield has some utility. Bloodghast comes back. Bloodghast can't block. What do you do? Permanents your opponent control. When it enters, you may tap it. When you do, destroy target other permanents. It's a 6/3 on crew. So we can seek the beast, get some more card advantage. So we'll get a bunch of triggers. Alrighty, so questing Druid again next turn, so they can hit me for 6. But we're at a reasonable life total. Nowhere to run. You got me. So I think we're still winning this race. They have one card in hand. I mean, they could have sweepers, but I don't think our deck can really afford to play around sweepers. So ping, ping. I do think here we'll just cast this. It adds more power relative to just the counter here. And then I'll shock in. We'll cast Druid on end step again. It does bring us to like an interval of 6, which isn't the best. But I don't think they're going to have like a fling effect. If they have a sweeper, it takes out. So now we're resolved, so a little bit of stumbling, but take a bunch of an extra combat. Unless they have the instant speed sweeper. Triggers! So it's like black-white controlled with the Fire Nation. Six mana. Take extra combat that's not needed, but let him know we could. So this Ascension card pops off pretty hard. The other card we can try is the menace dude. Again, the shell's here. We want to try out some cards, so menace. Plunder. Because this has an attack trigger as well for the Ascension. Give it a go. See how it plays out. We could play another one of the firebending lands, but not the necessary strongest. See if we can get the 7 wins at the event. Probably lead on Plunder, since it has the ability to potentially double spell us. I think we do this into that next turn. If we had a land, then I'd maybe get this going earlier. Felonious Rage is kind of cool. I think we get this going now. So 2 triggers. I want to save this for this because it can make us a bunch of mana next turn. Opera Love Song in a control deck. Okay, so some like Stuff from Exile style deck. Oh, I'm 1 mana off. That would have been sick. Okay, so we do this. We do this. And then I can Great Train. Take action. So I have 10 mana here. I don't care about the tapped treasure. Actually, I probably do. Just, I have the mana to spend. So, untap. Okay. Doesn't really matter, the mana sink there. You know, maybe it was correct. But we'll be killing it anyways. Okay, that turn was sweet. Okay, this might be it. Like this might be it. Four one. Are we firebending? Let's see what we can do. anytime you can cheat on mana, it seems like a great time to go ahead and do it. I'm interested to see how this Ascension works in like older formats. Dreadhorde Arcanist triggers twice. Sounds cool. Okay, not bad. We can pair this up well. I can set up like a Druid on 2 potentially. This on 3 with haste. Mardu colors. We'll see what they kind of represent here. Okay. I think we're gonna hold off here. Because if I hit a land, I can do Firebending and then kind of go from there. Sorry about the dog. Boo. Okay, give me a land. Give me a land. You were supposed to be a land. Just do this on end step. Land there would have gone pretty hard, or just untapping with it. Oh, we are just like never finding lands. The attack's pretty free here, because either... If that's the case... we just go Hired Claw. So they might be that like Zhu card, or the, I forget, the one we just saw. Like the Mardu one, plays cards from exile. I mean, if we're baiting out removal with these cards here, it's pretty good. Feel like they have something. It could just be another Virtue. Probably should have played this pre. Might have been wrong just playing this out, but they're giving me, they've got removal vibes. Yeah. If that's the case, just leave me behind something. There's all our lands. Just more creatures to kind of push through. Their Discover combo. So we Firebend 4 here. See how they block. So whenever you cast a card from exile, put a counter on it, and then you Firebend equal to its power. And I can Opera, Love Song, and Pump. That takes it off the battlefield. So it leaves behind my Hired Claw, leaves behind my Student, and then I have Questing Druid for next turn. Okay, interesting they took out that. Can try this now. We get another Ascension. I got a lot of mana for next turn, but it's annoying. Hey. So many triggers. I gotta take Quint off the battlefield. Hold the land. Any spell would have been lethal there. Quint's kind of cool with that. Always find it, get that kind of free value. Alrighty, 5 wins. Playing against Corey Bowmeister. Sounds kind of shit. Like we could interact a little early, but we don't have any engines, we don't have any card advantage. This hand's sick. We only need 1 green. The Verge does it. Gets rid of the hand with 2 bolts and they play Llanowar on 1. Badger. Don't like how our hand ended up coming together here. Would have been in a lot better situation with the other hand. Running this out could have been right, but I don't think we're doing much this game. Note the exile on this, because this was something that I missed in an earlier game. This is good because they get the ability right away. This is based on the number of 1/1 counters on lands you control. Alright. See if we could just like one-shot them. No attacks. So this would give another creature basically an untap. Earthbend activate as a sorcery. I think we just do this. Just given it kind of cuts them off sorcery speed, something like as a second play. That's cool interaction. All right, so do you just make it a little bit bigger? Just get the trigger here. I think I'm dead regardless. Hand didn't really come together here. We drew all kind of the creature portion, but none of the payoffs. And they were able to meet, like, outpace us in terms of power. Had we plunder, maybe, but even then, like, we've just seen a lot of lands. And that's exile, so doesn't even help there. They can kill a creature, but it results in them not being able to attack with Ridgeline. Doesn't like actually matter. Again, just Monstrous Rage would have done so much more there. Gives me a blocker, but kind of stuck here. Because now I gotta block like this. Yeah, hand didn't come together. Didn't come together. I think we can probably trim on like 1 or 2 shock lands. They're pretty free though. Like that matchup, we are going to be losing by big chunks of damage. Them also being able to go like offense, defense with the pseudo vigilance off the land was pretty good. So that's kind of annoying because it comes to play tapped. Literally the only land that comes into play tapped. Okay, give me a land. Give me a land. Thank you. So we'll just kind of play to the board here. Looks like they're the lesson deck. So this is the card Accumulated Wisdom. I think this card's really solid. Okay, so do that. Play the land, say, might be right. Just to hold. Just because it seems like their stuff deals 2 damage. So just holding up the ability to prowess there. Felonious Rage just represented 3 damage, so it was worth it. Vigilance Reach. Can't attack or block unless there are 3 or more lessons in your graveyard. There are currently 2 lessons. Can I just kill them through extra combat? Because that's... So that'd be +3. So the 2 from this. 2 from this. Plus the prowess. So that's 3, that's 4 mana would generate. 4, 5, 6. Probably better to wait. So do this. We get some treasures, and then I burst lightning them for lethal. Got him. Probably thought they were safe. Okay, this configuration's working now. We had some learning curves. Learning curves. New set. Gotta figure it out. Alright, boss battle. Do we get 7 wins? Alright. We got our ascension. I could play like a turn slower with just the rage. We'll see what they present. Come on, Mana Man. Mana Man. Oh. I think we gotta just try. Could be blue-white flash. There's that new Ang card that could bounce my token, which will suck, but could be Drowner. Malcolm. Trades? Trades. All right. I think we just pass here. Let's give this haste. We're gonna get a bunch of triggers here. Okay, so there's curiosity here. I can kill it, but I think I'd rather use these turn inside outs. Could turn inside out again, but we'll save it for next turn. Just use the mana. So they can have another flash threat, but they kind of got to go pre-combat on it. All right, trigger, 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 trigger. What you got, friend? So before they get the counters... Got him. 7 wins. 7 wins. We did it, folks. We broke the format. Format warping. Alrighty. Let me know what you think in the comments if I missed something. And happy exploring the new format. Thanks for watching, everyone.